You're such an asshole.
Casey writes, "Hi, Cappy. I'd like to know how much for a live reaction video to Tucker Carlson and Lex Friedman. If you can't do it live, I understand, but would like a YouTube reaction video." Yeah, we can't do reaction videos anymore because if you didn't know already with Thinking Ape, it's proven and YouTube more or less has admitted that it's a AI bot. It's AI that is auditing videos to make sure you are in compliance with the community guidelines and requirements of YouTube, which is fine, but it flickers out, it hallucinates, and it bans and whatever dethrones different channels completely erroneously. And one of the triggering points to that program is if you have anybody else's video in your video. And I've done this before because other people, oh, you took it, and then, like we can argue fair use all day. At the end of the day, it ain't worth it. So gone are the days of me doing live reactions. We can't do it anymore. I will watch it, summarize it, and give a response. But yeah, this is why we can't have nice things, because I think they saved three. We could just get rid of your guidelines and have a true free speech platform, and you don't have to worry about any of this. I don't know, was that crazy guy with his ideas again? Why are we poor? So I watched the video, and it's a short video, it's about 4 minutes and all that. And it's basically Lex Friedman, an excerpt from a video between him and Tucker Carlson, where Lex is asking Tucker what the most important thing in life is. And Tucker, hands down, and he's 100% right, he says, have kids. You should have kids. Kids are the number one thing to do. And I say it's the only thing to do. I don't know if you notice how there's this whole death thing that occurs, and we're still waiting to get to the pearly gates and the rapture and the second coming and all that other jazz. And I don't know. We're still trying to figure out what's out there in the universe, where we come from, who's out there, and why. And at the end of the day, what humans have been doing, just out of practice, just out of rote rehearsal, well, we've had kids. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Is to keep the human race going. No matter how much liberal white women hate children, no matter how many abortions you have. Here, this thing might make you happy. Kill it. I'm a feminist, damn you. And he had a really good quote. And by the way, I agree with everything Tucker says. He says, men won't achieve anything until they have no choice. Then they will achieve everything. And that was in response to, but what if you can't afford kids? And Tucker Carlson is like, well, yeah, no one's ready to have kids, but men will achieve Herculean things to provide for the family, et cetera, et cetera. And I will generally go along with everything Tucker Carlson said, except one thing we need to talk about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because I'm right. It's not to make it about me, but I, along with, I'm sure, millions of men and women, it's like, this is great. You're right. That's really nice. Have kids. You will find the resources because you're genetic and you get this some kind of superpower and you're going to provide. And yes, you could probably get by. However, especially now with inflation and way too many college graduates and not enough carpenters and the lack of housing and let everybody in. Oh my God, why is that? There is a small but increasing percentage of the population that are just so critically poor, they can't have kids. And I would also go to the extent that if you are in this environment where there is no stability, especially for those of you start off in college and you don't have mom and dad or the government helping you and get out and all that other stuff, go on debt. The lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs are a more powerful force than your desire to have children or your love for your children. And it's not really an opinion. It's a fact, because if you're dead, you can't have kids. And whereas I'd like to believe in this idealistic, well, you'll find a way. I have seen people become tremendously resourceful to support kids. Oftentimes not relying on other people. But as inflation goes up and we produce less and less real shit here in this economy, and we have ridiculous education and training requirements for you to even get a job, let alone one that pays a living wage, an increasing percentage of people simply do not have the choice. Like, it is mathematically impossible to finance kids. Or if you did have kids, it would take an already very bad situation and make it just not worth living. I'll be honest. Like, I had it kicked out of me. I do not want kids. I love kids. Kids are the greatest. You're 100% right. If you are financially stable enough to have kids, that go have kids. I took a little different path in life, not by choice. I don't want kids. And I think some places, some scenarios, some lives, at least in the beginning stages, are so unstable, so bereft of financial stability that you cannot deny your genetic program to simply stay alive. Like, I'll tell you where this happens in the real world, what it manifests as. You ever have a pregnancy scare when you're in your teens or 20s, huh? Huh, guys? You feel your heart go to the bottom of your stomach. You're like, oh, fuck. You ever have that? And then the girl's like, dude, I can barely support myself. Yes, I know, go on welfare and all that other stuff. I'm aware. But no, I think there is a group of people, genuinely poor. A lot of it, especially past couple generations, where you're misled and you're just trying to figure out the rules to the game. You are not able. Not everyone should or could breed, or should or can breed. Should or could. Not everyone should breed. Not everyone should breed, especially if you can't afford. Like, if you need welfare to, no. Now we could make it so we could have better paying jobs and work here. But if you're that poor that you need other people to pay you to live, you should not be bringing children into that world. I presume those people are low IQ and stupid and egotistic and selfish. A lot of people just use the kid to get more money, not realizing that the kid actually costs you way more in terms of time and money than you realize, and you can't do math. But there's a group of people. I'm going to go with those who are poor and have had a pregnancy scare where you're just like, oh, fuck. And whereas I agree 100% that, yes, having kids is the most important thing for most human beings, or for all human beings. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. But you know what you need to do in order to have kids? You need to be alive. And if you're borderline homeless, right? You are not getting food. I don't know how you feed another mouth. Because otherwise, let's be honest, then you get Africa. Let's just spit out kids that we can't afford. Do you want standards of living like the Republic of Chad? Go look it up. Back in the day, I don't even know if this website exists anymore. There was a website called Nation Master, and it had all this economic and sociological data and statistics, and you could plot scattergrams, run correlation coefficient. It was a really cool website. I hope it's still around. All you got to do is take the fertility rate, number of kids people have, and GDP per capita. Wow, guess what? If you got 8 kids, you're fucking poor. And I know they're a blessing and da. But if you got no backup, you got no family, you got no finances, no. No, I don't want to live in Africa. That's basically what it is. I don't want my own little piece of Africa here in the United States. I don't want my own personal life to be whatever, Sudan or the Republic of Congo. That's a life of torture and misery. And I would also say, if you look at the majority, Tucker Carlson, an ethical man, I guess he came from wealth, or he came from a wealthy or upper middle class background. I don't know. He said that. Well, I was hanging out with rich people. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Talk to poor people, married with children, talk to trailer trash. I don't see a lot of love for people's kids. I just don't. Yeah, if you're going to sit there and invest in your kids and have kids and I bet you, I imagine Tucker Carlson has kids. I'm sure Tucker Carlson sat him down and had conversations. Ben Shapiro, all these conservative commenters and public figures, I'm sure they actually do care about their children. Dude, for every one of them, I'm sorry. You got your typical American family. That's middle income, where mom and dad are working a bunch of jobs to buy shit that they don't want because they love their shit, or the shit that they want because they love that shit more than the kids they never really wanted. Outsource the kids to schools and all that. Unfortunately, they don't realize they got. Now, my buddy, he just had a kid. He's this curmudgeon, pissed off old guy. He's like a troll. And now he's got this kid. All of a sudden, he found out. He's like the Grinch. It's like, where the fuck did you grow a heart? And he just, the baby. I'm like, oh my God. He's going to teach her how to fix cars and ride the tractor and mow yard. I mean, he is all on board, but that's the exception. So, yes, if you are not dying or starving, you should have a kid. Kids are the most important thing in the world. However, that means you should be able to afford it. And also that you're going to appreciate having a kid, that you love it enough to spank it and discipline it and turn it into an adult. It's not a thing. It's not a toy. It's not this inconvenience. It's not a pet. And that's where I think, yeah, you're right. Everyone should have kids. Yes, that's the one thing in life. You really think the majority of Americans should have kids? People got this stupid fucking liberal arts degree and believe in 48 genders. Too busy making the interest payment on their fucking Range Rover. Half the population thinks the most important thing is their fucking college degree. No. Historically, yes, humans should have family. Family is the most, but you're right. But American parents are absolute dog shit. They don't love their kids. Most of them. And then there is this small subset of people where it's like, yeah, you need money. You need a minimum amount of money to have kids. And above all else, you know what? Thank God, because this ain't my problem. This sounds like a them problem. This is everybody's else's problem but me. Cappy got a vasectomy, never want to get. I guarantee you in the comment section, you're gonna see it. There's going to be a lot of people, maybe not a shit ton, but there are people who are my exact same situation. Yeah, I understand. I would have liked to had kids, but it's been genetic. Like you do, because of what you went through, you're like, no. Like your body's like, no, man, we need to just survive. That's great. Having kids is academic. You know what comes before that? Living the next day. Not being homeless. And so I think you will see an increasing enough, especially now that inflation is higher than it was when I was young. I think you're going to see an increasing percentage of people who are just like, it's been whatever you want to call it, epigenetics, where your environment overwrites or is more powerful than what your regular genetics would be. Like, no, I mean, I'm not joking. From like 3 to 5, like, I don't want kids. I don't want this shit. Are you kidding me? I don't want this. You know what I want? You know what I'm going to have? I'm going to have some food. That's what I'm going to have. And before any of you come at me, I have said before, and I'll say it again, if you want Cappy to breed, my sperm is available for $2 million after tax, and a legal disclaimer saying I have no responsibilities raising that kid. So ladies, if you want a little Cappy running around, by all means, it's on sale. But no, I think there are some people, it's a small percentage of the population, who authentically do not want kids. They should not have kids. Meanwhile, yes, the majority of people should have kids, but the majority of Americans should not, because you're a bunch of selfish, dumb, short-sighted, low IQ fucks. Vlad Elkins is in the house. Reen, $5. Yes, women have in many cases chosen popularity over love. I'm doing okay, but if you give me better fuel, I could do more for sure. But until then, yeah, we don't even get me started about what get married and have kids with today's current crop. No. June Cleaver's going to be there. She's going to take care of the house, raise the kids, Okay, she got that squared away. I'm going to go out and bust ass and conquer the world, right? You give me June Cleaver, you give me enough sunlight, I'll bloom into the greatest flower you ever saw. I'll be the most powerful solar panels you ever saw generate electricity. But if I got fucking Amy Schumer no. we're at a unique point in history. Ceteris paribus, things being normal. Yes, people should have kids. It's the most important thing going. But right now in the United States, no. No, you're adult children. You're not capable of love, let alone having a family. Just for the love of God, don't breed. Just don't. All right, that's it. Link below. I think I have my Amazon affiliate link where you can do all your Christmas shopping and all the Amazon shopping afterwards till you're dead at assholeconsulting.com/Amazon. If you do all your Amazon shopping through that website, which means you go to a computer, not your phone, click on the link, do all your shopping. I get a 5% commission and cut. Costs you nothing extra. And that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.